We got some more Madden 21 news for you guys, hot off the press from EA's website. We've got a bunch of news about X factors and abilities, the changes that were made. We got a look at a lot of the players in the game, what actual abilities they have, not just X factors, but their actual individual abilities. They talk about balancing some of the abilities they removed from the game, some that they made weaker, some that they made better. A lot of good info going into Madden 21. We're going to cover all that. If you're new to the channel, however, and you want to be up to date on all the latest Madden 21 news, especially the gameplay that's literally coming any day now. They can't keep it forever. It's got to drop any day now. Make sure to subscribe, bell icon on so you don't miss those uploads when they go live. Here's the current sub count. Love you guys showing all the love. Now let's get into the video. So it says here, Superstar X Factor abilities are built to reflect authentic skills and characteristics these athletes display in the real-life NFL. They allow players to strategically earn and recreate moments where our favorite NFL players get into the zone and become very difficult to stop that we see every Sunday. These Superstar X Factor abilities continue to grow and evolve in Madden 21, and we'd like to take a moment to share our design philosophies around the improvements we've made to this area and share some of our process. We'll also be sharing all the new X Factor and Superstar abilities coming to 21. So here we have some additions. It was inevitable that we would want to add new abilities to Madden 21, and in doing so, we decided to focus our efforts on enhancing new mechanics and features throughout the core Madden gameplay. So first, they start with pass rush. It says here, in Madden 21, we've completely reworked the user defensive line play with brand new system, and as a result of that, this area accounts for the largest collection of new abilities. So you can see here, Aaron Donald has a blitz X factor. When he gets in the zone, he is going to wipe out the resistance of all opposing blockers, because this year the new pass rush system and the new blocking system, with the blockers, they build up resistance to repeated pass rush moves. So if you keep doing the same move, they're going to get resistance to that and they're going to block it better. Well, when Aaron Donald gets in the zone, it wipes their resistance out, I guess because Aaron Donald is just such a beast. You can see he has El Toro, which is basically the new power specialist this year. It gives you dominant bull rush wins when your pass rush points are full. So with the pass rush system, like we've talked about, you have kind of like a bar and you can attempt so many pass rush moves per play. When his bar is full, he's going to get those dominant, quick, bull rush type wins. Now for blocking, it says we can't give the defensive guys a ton of abilities without having a way for the boys in the O-line to fight back. Offensive linemen will see a host of new abilities designed to hold up against the tireless assault from the new pass rush system and abilities. Now you can see a new one here for Zack Martin is actually Screen Protector, which is interesting here. It says blockers with this ability will dominantly win impact blocks on screen plays. So if you run screens with the Cowboys, Zack Martin's probably going to pancake at least the first guy in his way. And then Rodney Hudson has a new ability called Matador. Blockers with this ability will have a stronger protection against dominant bull rush move attempts by defenders. So think of Aaron Donald with that El Toro power rush move ability. Somebody like Rodney Hudson is going to hold up much better against him because he has kind of the counter to that ability with Matador. So something to look out for. Now we're going to finish all of this in just a second, talk about all the new abilities, the things that were fixed, the things that were taken out of the game. But first, let's hear a quick word from today's video sponsor. I want to give a big shout out to Gamer Subs for sponsoring today's video. Let me tell you about this stuff, because this stuff right here, this stuff is the truth. Gamer Subs is a flavored powder you add right to your water to give you an extra boost of energy. It's created specifically for gamers, artists, esports players, basically anyone with an active lifestyle to help you focus better. Now, something I really love about it is that it's 1/3 of the cost of other energy drinks on the market. It also has healthier ingredients so that you don't crash when the caffeine wears off. There's no artificial sugars. It's all organic caffeine, and it even has your daily dose of vitamins in it. GamerSubs is also going to let you try some free sample packs with free shipping by using my code RayweatherUSFree. Now I got a couple free samples myself right here. I'm gonna go with the citrus lemonade. I'm a lemonade kind of guy. That's just kind of how I get down. So I'm gonna try this one out live here on camera. So I already got my water in here. Gonna go ahead, just rip this off. All you do, just pour it in here. Not very difficult. I'm sure if you guys have ever, I'm sure most of you guys have used one of these type of deals before, right? You put your little filter back in, all good. And you just screw this bad boy right on top. Make sure it's sealed nice and tight and just shake that sucker up. Just shake it up a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Get it nice and mixed up. Voila, it's taste test time. Oh, that's good. Oh, oh my God. It tastes just like lemonade. Like if you like lemonade, there you go. Get yourself some citrus lemonade. I mean, make sure to click the link in the description and use code RayweatherUSFree to get your free samples. And if you want to buy anything else on the website, you can use code Rayweather for 10% off. All right, so we have stamina and fatigue. It says this is an area that we continually look to improve upon, and one way we're doing that is by introducing a few abilities that take advantage of the existing stamina and fatigue systems. In Madden 21, you'll see a few abilities that help you regain stamina during a play, like Energizer. On the other side of the coin, you will also see defensive abilities that punish their target's fatigue level, such as a new bench press ability. So you can see here for Dalvin Cook, he has Energizer, which isn't new. This has been in the game for years. It was in Ultimate Team when Ultimate Team was the only mode that had like certain abilities. Basically, it gives you a stamina boost when you pull off a successful juke, spin, hurdle, whereas typically your stamina takes a hit when you pull off those successful moves, because those moves, you know, cause you to, they drain a little bit of your energy. So I don't know how realistic Energizer is, but I guess some running backs kind of have that next level they can go to when they're in the open field. So Energizer, it's new in terms of being an ability in this state of the game. It used to just be Ultimate Team. They took it out last year, now they brought it back. Now with bench press for Ramsey, I like this. It says defenders with this ability apply bonus fatigue to their man coverage target after a successful press win. When you got a big strong guy like Ramsey pressing you on the line, that's gonna fatigue you as a wide receiver trying to get off that press. So I like that one. New X Factors. While not a new mechanic, we felt we didn't provide enough variety in the X Factor abilities from Madden 20. While we managed to add a few ones with title updates, we decided to up the ante for 21 by adding even more options. So you can see here, JJ Watt has Relentless. It says the most tenacious defenders beat their blocks by sheer force of will. When they enter the zone, their pass rush move attempts are free. So again, you have a certain amount of pass rush attempts you can do each play. When JJ Watt's in the zone, he's kind of just got unlimited. He can do whatever he wants. And you can see he also has El Toro and Swim Club. So, you know, basically Swim Club's more of like a finesse type deal. El Toro, the power rush ability. Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams have Avalanche. This one is, a lot of people have been kind of worried about this one. Sounds like Enforcer on steroids. It says there are tacklers, and then there are these guys. When they enter the zone, any successful hit stick made while running towards the line of scrimmage will result in a fumble. So if you're running north-south and you get hit stick by one of these guys when they're in the zone, you're coughing up the ball. Again, you can see Jalen Ramsey's got Bottleneck. This is a new one. It says when they enter the zone, they're highly likely to dominantly win any man press encounter. So it kind of sounds like his bench press ability just on steroids. Probably he's going to never let you get off the line when he's in the zone. Now they talk about rebalances. It says anyone that's followed the Gridiron notes knows that the balance is very important to us, and superstar ability balance is a key factor of that ongoing effort to achieve balance. Below you'll find some details around key areas that we reworked and rebalanced. Route running. It says in Madden 20 we had a large variety of route specialist abilities that would improve your route running and catching on a designated route. On paper these seemed fine, but out in the wild they resulted in some issues. To get benefits from these routes, you needed to either have the specialized route as a hot route, and then you needed to repeatedly hot route your receiver to that route, or you had to comb the playbook looking for specific plays that used that specific route for that wide receiver. So now it says, we've already kind of talked about this on the channel, but basically the route abilities are split up into position on the field so that you could take more advantage of these receivers. So last year, if you had post specialists, your receiver had to be on a post route to get any catching ability, right? If he was on any other route, didn't work. Now, instead, you can look at DeAndre Hopkins, for example. He has a mid-in elite, which means receivers with this ability catch more consistently while catching passes 10 to 20 yards from the line of scrimmage inside the numbers. So while last year he would have needed he would need a post specialist, you know, he would have needed an in elite or something like that. Now, because he has the mid-in elite, any medium route over the middle, he's going to get that better route running and catching. So post routes, dig routes, maybe a deeper like curl route, any of those routes. He also has a short in elite, which is the same thing but just on shorter routes. Any short route inside the numbers, so like a short in, a drag, maybe a little hitch over the middle, he's going to get that. You could see Julio Jones, he has medium out and deep out elite. So any medium or deep route outside the numbers, he's going to get those catching benefits. So now it just gives you more variety of the routes you can use with these receivers, because it focuses on an area of the field and not just a specific route. I do like that change. Now on the defensive side, they did the same thing. It says defender abilities like man up, zoned out, and universal coverage were too easy to benefit from and acted as one-stop shops for shutting down receivers. Where the receiver might need to have multiple route specialist abilities to be effective, a defender could have a single ability to shut them down and still have room to take up other powerful abilities. And here they basically said they've divided man up and zone out into a few separate abilities each that split up on the areas of the field. And additionally, they made universal coverage now an X factor, so it's not a regular ability anymore. So for example, here you can see Tre'Davious White, he has deep out zone KO. It says defenders with this ability force more knockouts and react quicker in deep zone coverage, 20 plus yards from the line of scrimmage and outside the hash mark. So if he's in like a deep third or a deep quarter, if for some reason he was in a deep half for some reason, but that's usually more reserved for safeties, any deep zone outside the numbers, he's going to play like he has zoned out. He's going to react quicker and force more knockouts. Whereas you can see a guy like Gilmore, he has flat zone KO, which is the exact opposite. If he's in a flat zone, less than 10 yards from the line of scrimmage outside the hash marks, he's going to act like he has zoned out there. You could see a guy like Jair Alexander, he has the deep zone knockout like Tre'Davious White, but he also has short route knockout. This is a man-up ability. So if it says zone knockout, it's obviously zone. If it says route knockout, it's for man, okay? Defenders with this ability force more catch and tackle knockouts in man-to-man coverage versus short routes, less than 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So if you have short route knockout, that means, if you're on a drag route, a little in route or something like that, maybe a whip route or like a whip route, he's going to play man up on those guys. But if that guy's on a deeper route versus Jair Alexander, he's not going to have that ability there. I honestly don't like this. I feel like they made this one way too complicated, honestly. I don't feel like man up or zone out were problems last year. I don't feel like they were too powerful. I feel like they worked pretty much just right. I mean, things like enforcer were powerful. Zone out and man up didn't even really, I don't think, work that great all the time. So I don't think they needed to change this one. I think they made this one a little too complicated. They also changed the pass leading. Basically now, if you have any of the pass lead abilities last year, they would cause a lot of accidental overthrown passes. They reworked these abilities, so now they don't increase the pass lead itself, but basically it speeds up the pass and the throw power when your feet are set. So you can see Aaron Rodgers has pass lead elite. Passers with this ability have an increased throw power on bullet precision passes, except high or low throws. But the thing is, he already has Gunslinger, which basically is the same thing, because it sounds like they changed the pass lead abilities to just basically having Gunslinger if your feet are set, which is cool. But for Aaron Rodgers, it's basically like he already has Gunslinger, so he doesn't really need pass lead elite. They did a similar thing with QB pressure, whereas last year, QBs in the pocket couldn't really resist pressure. They would get those pressure and accurate throws. So now they've changed it. They've made Fearless and Gutsy Scrambler, they converted them to regular abilities, whereas last year they were X Factors, I believe. And it says, basically, these will ignore pressure from the defense. So if you have Fearless, you will ignore all pressure when you're in the pocket. If you have Gutsy Scrambler, you will ignore pressure while throwing on the run. You can see here Drew Brees has Fearless, which was an X Factor last year. It was asked to be moved to regular ability, and they actually listened to this suggestion. It says passers with this ability are immune to a throw penalty caused by defensive pressure while their feet are set in the pocket. So your feet have to be set. You have to be in the pocket. If you have a free rusher at you, you're not going to get a pressure and accurate. But if you don't have this ability, you could still get hit with a pressure and accurate penalty from time to time and have those inaccurate passes. And same thing with Gutsy. If you're on the run outside the pocket, you're not going to, have those pressure penalties now, which is cool. I think that makes a little bit of sense to change those to regular abilities. Now here they did some tuning. The first one they talk about is fast break. It says fast break now limits the quarterback to maneuvering in more restricted angles after receiving the snap. The ability to immediately begin cutting up field before the defense had a chance to react was ultimately too powerful, even with the added fumble risks that design QB runs brought to the table. So this was why the fast break ability was why things like the QB blast were so powerful last year, because you can maneuver and cut just on a dime. And the defense, because of the ability, would react kind of a half step slower. So now they're restricting just how much you can move with the QB, which I don't know if this is the right fix, but I do know fast break is the reason the QB blast was so ridiculous last year, and it's just it should never be a viable scheme to just run QB blast so much. Yes, you would fumble a good bit for sure, but it just was broken, let's just be honest. So now it sounds like QB blast won't be as big of an issue this year because of this. They also fixed escape artist. It says escape artist now only provides its benefits if the user is close to full stamina. This will prevent undesirable situations where the QB could continually stop and start behind the line of scrimmage at a moment's notice. So if you don't have that full stamina or close to it, the escape artist is going to be a little bit less powerful. I don't think that's such a bad fix. They also touched on dashing and no-look deadeye. It says these abilities frequently violated the eye test when they resulted in perfectly executed deep passes while on the move. To prevent this unnatural-looking behavior, these abilities now have a pass yardage threshold where they will cease to function. So you can see here from Mahomes, dashing deadeye. Passers with this ability have perfect accuracy on all throws under 40 yards while running outside the pocket. So last year you could run outside the pocket and literally just throw 70-yard bombs on the dime every single play. Now I don't think you should never be able to hit those, but every single play, very unrealistic, even for a guy like Mahomes. So now if they're over 40 yards, expect inaccurate passes, expect it to not be as viable. They definitely didn't work good in the beta as compared to Madden 20, but if it's under 40 yards, they're still going to be on the money. They also made things like pro reads better. It says the ability provided very little in way of bonuses for users who didn't need any help making their reads. So in order to make it more appealing, pro reads now additionally makes you immune to any and all pressure penalties. So they buffed that a little bit. Same with Gambler. It says it wasn't valuable to a large percentage of users that primarily play against other users online. So Gambler now has the benefit of a slightly increased throwing speed and power when you're in the zone. So Gambler is now basically like having Gunslinger, and then the AI defenders can't intercept you. But like for a guy like Aaron Rodgers here in the regular game, it really isn't any different because he already has a Gunslinger. But I guess if you're playing Ultimate Team and you're putting specific things on your players, that's where it benefits. They also buffed Blitz Radar. It says once Threat Detector made its way into the game, Blitz Radar seemed a little outclassed. So now in 21, Blitz Radar will show you the blitzing defenders before and after the snap. So basically, Blitz Radar is now Threat Detector and Blitz Radar put into one. I still don't like that ability. I don't think it should ever just show you who's blitzing pre-play, but that's just where we're at. They also removed some abilities, mainly the Guru running abilities. It says here, these run type specialist abilities granted powerful benefits to the O-line whenever the specific run was called. Due to the reworks in the blocking and pass rush system, these abilities no longer made sense and needed to be removed. At some point in the future, we may look to an alternative way of highlighting running backs that excel at certain types of runs. So last year you had outside zone Guru, so that'd be like a stretch play. If your guy had that ability and you ran a stretch, your O-line would get better blocking. If you had inside zone Guru, they would get better blocking on inside zone runs. So they've taken those out of the game. I don't really think those were that. The run game was powerful last year, but I don't think it wasn't because of those abilities. So I don't really think they needed to be removed. They also have a whole new list of X Factors and Superstar abilities. We've gone over a lot of them on the channel already. So if you want to read these, I'll link you below. You can go below and the link is in there. And this is at the bottom of the blog. You can read through all of them, but we've covered most of these on the channel already. So that's it for today. It says Tuesday, August 18th, they're going to cover Ultimate Team information. That's coming really late this year. So if you're interested in that, that's on August 18th. Gameplay should be coming soon, so remember, subscribe, bell on so you don't miss that. And as always, I will see you guys next time.